Welcome back to It's a Miracle. Are premonitions real? Can you dream of something and know that it will somehow come true? Captain Ed Cushing of the Chicago Fire Department has a dream so vivid that when it happens in real life, he knows exactly how it will all end. But getting there will take a miracle, and for that, he'll be on his own. It was late at night in the winter of 1981 when Fire Captain Ed Cushing suddenly woke from a terrifying dream.
I jumped up at around 4 in the morning, and I was all full of sweat.
I just had the strangest dream. There was a fire, and I saved 3 people.
The details were so clear that even 20 years later, he still remembers them as if they happened yesterday.
It was in an older neighborhood, and people were yelling at the 3 people in the building.
There's 3 people inside, there's a mother.
They told me that there was 2 children and a mother.
In his dream, Ed suddenly found himself inside the inferno, searching for the victims.
There was very dense smoke. Couldn't see your hand in front of you. So I was just feeling my way. I felt the body. It was the mother.
He rushed the unconscious woman outside, where he began administering CPR in a desperate attempt to save her life.
Then I ran back into the house to find the children, you know. Sure enough, I come across one of the kids, and I get him out. But now I know that there's a 3rd one, but the smoke now is so thick. And then I'm crawling up the stairs, and sure enough, in the hallway outside the bedroom, I find the other boy. Then I get outside, and the chief is standing there. It's just me.
Good job, Cushing.
That was my dream. I saved 3 people all by myself. And I was raised with, my mother was always counted on dreams as a warning or a good sign something's going to happen.
A few hours later, after Ed reported to duty, an alarm came in for a major house fire.
It was only about 5 blocks from the firehouse, so we got there within a minute and a half. First 4 people came up and told me that they made it out the back doors. But on the 2nd floor, there's people in the house.
But no one knew for sure how many victims were still trapped inside. Ed rushed into the building.
And when I got to the 2nd floor, the door was locked, so I had to kick it in. The mother was right outside her door. And when I started picking up the carrier, I saw a leg, and then I knew there was somebody else, so I had to come back. I took her down and I laid her in the grass. The heart wasn't beating for quite a while, maybe 4 minutes. And it's supposed to be 3 minutes, it's dead. So I said, please God, the next time I gave her compression, her heart just beat.
While another fireman administered oxygen, Ed raced back into the house.
And I got the boy, and I put my hand over to grab him, and he says, Mommy, and I said, oh, this is a fireman, you're all right now. And so I just put him on the ground next to the lady. All he knew was the fresh air.
It was at that moment that Ed realized what was happening.
It dawned on me that I was reliving the dream.
And if the dream was accurate, it meant that there was a 3rd person still trapped inside the raging fire. By now, huge flames and thick smoke enveloped the building, but Ed knew exactly where he was going.
The dream led me through that fire. Every bit of that dream was true at the actual fire.
He remembered that the boy was at the top of the stairs.
And I made it crawling up the stairs on my belly. And I actually went to where he was, as if I knew where he was.
The child wasn't breathing, and Ed couldn't find a pulse or a heartbeat.
He was small, and I could give him CPR by just pushing on his chest and blowing into his face on the way down. And his heart just started up again. And then, you know, I got that one out, and I said, thank you, God. I had goose pimples all over me. I just said, thank you.
And then, just as in the dream, the fire chief approached Ed.
Good job, Cushing, but I don't think the mother and the Lewis boy will make it.
No, they're gonna make it, Chief.
How do you know?
Because I had this dream last night. I saw the whole thing. Now, believe me, Chief, they're gonna make it.
And I had no doubt in my mind because, you know, I got the message from upstairs.
Several hours later, the final chapter in Ed's dream became a reality when the woman he rescued, Suzette Tomaselli, regained consciousness.
I didn't even know I was alive yet, really. As I woke up and I see my sister, and I said, oh my God, where are the boys?
Her son Michael was recovering in another room.
I remember finally coming to in a hospital, being in this oxygen tent, and looking over, and I saw my cousin, you know, and I, like, what happened?
The next thing I remember is waking up in the hospital, and the light was on, and my eyes were really sensitive. I said, turn the light down, it's hurting my eyes.
The light.
The miracle was complete.
I met Cushing.
But it wasn't until Captain Cushing visited the family in the hospital that they learned how truly miraculous their rescue had been.
I don't know if you're gonna believe it or not, but I dreamt the entire fire the night before it happened.
You did?
He goes, I had a premonition about this whole fire. He goes, I knew that there was going to be 3 people in this fire, and they were almost going to die, but they were going to live to make it. I knew you were going to live to make it.
There is a bed bedroom.
He even told me the layout of our apartment. And then he started saying all these things about Martin being at the top of the stairs, that he knew that he was there.
I knew in my dream that you were at the top of the stairs.
He told me about the premonition, and I was just amazed. And he knew right where to go and get me. I guess that was God's way of saying that this is your second chance.
For Suzette, that second chance at life would mean a second marriage, and Captain Cushing was there to give the bride away.
I asked Captain Cushing, would you give me away at my wedding? I mean, I'm here because you gave me my life back. He just kind of, you know, grinned and said, yeah, you know, he'd be glad to.
Captain Cushing giving my mom away was like really touched all the family. You know, I mean, it was like so appropriate.
Why?
Today, Suzette, Martin, and Michael still feel a sense of deep gratitude to the man who saved their lives, as well as a profound sense of wonder at the circumstances that guided him. For who can explain how a man waking from a dream can find himself in the same exact situation a few hours later, or how that dream could lead him back into the blazing building to find a child that otherwise would have surely died? There is perhaps only one explanation.
I really believe in miracles, and I believe that there's somebody watching you.
The way he did everything was like perfect. Like he knew just what to do.
If he didn't have that dream, I'm thinking, where would I be today? I wouldn't even be here. Words can't express the gratitude for him